So while I was working on a customer project to do these DVE setups for a transition logic graphics package, it started to become quite complex setup, and I had to create a couple of scripts to help me out in my work, and I wanted to share this with you if you happen to be working on something similar. So what I have here, I have a DVE package, a transition logic kind of a thing with 5 video inputs. So I have Windows 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for an Opus workflow, and I have how many? I have 8 states, and when you open up all these 8 states on a timeline, it actually converts to 58 stop points, and in my case, roughly about 1,000 keyframes. And this becomes quite unmanageable manually quite quickly. So when you need to make a change, you will have to apply the same change to a ton of keyframes on the stage, and it just becomes extremely slow. And quite often a customer wants to make a change, and you happen to be working on the scene for 2-3 days after that, just by tweaking keyframe values. So what I have created is a couple of little utility scripts for myself. One is called helper tags. This is just a visual guideline for myself, because on the stage, as you probably know, all these stop points here have been named, and these are the transition logic states. And for instance, here we have the out state, and here we have another out state. And if you would like to find how many out states you have on the timeline, one way to do it would be to go onto a keyframe or the stop point, and then just click on this button to jump to the next one, and trying to find the name just by looking at this here. Alright, so here we have an O for out, and here we have an O for out, and so on. So it takes a while to find these. So what I have created is a little script. So it just you give it the name of the transition logic layer and the state on that layer. This is something which is, in my case, it is hard coded into the script, but you will quite easily can change these. And well, I can first of all jump onto these states like so. I have multiple different states, and I can also generate helper tags. So if I would like to find where all my out states are, I can just click on this button, and when I go back to stage, I have this action here called helper tags, and on this one we can see that we have keyframes here. These are just a visual reference for myself. Alright, these are the points for out states. So it just generates all of these. And if I go back to here and I would like to find my A states, like this one, I can just generate these ones, and they should be here. So this one is an A, this was an A, because we can use this as a visual reference. Alright, so that's pretty handy. So when you need to make a change to your out A state, let's say, you can just find it that, alright, this is my first A state, which looks like this. This is another one. This is the third one. And if I would need to make a change, I can then go into these keyframes and start pulling values. Okay, so let's imagine that I would need to make a change into my animation. So first of all, let's see what we have at the moment. So we have, this is the Logic Maker, an excellent Visuality utility for transition logic graphics, and here we can see my 8 states plus the out state. So I can animate it out. I can go to A, I can go to this one, here, I can jump to here, or to this one, or whatever. I can done this in any sequence I want to, because it's a transition logic package. That's how it works, which is pretty cool. But in any case, so let's say that that the customer wants this window here to be further up. Okay, so let's move it so that it will touch the top of the screen, let's say. So here we are. This is our first A state, and this is window 2. Okay, so let's find a value, this one, and move it up to, let's say, 210. All right, that's good enough for us. And now what we should do, we should actually change all these let's hide a couple of layers. So we should make the same change to a keyframe here and here and here, because we know from the reference that these are the states. But I rather not do it. So what I will do, I will remove all these keyframes what I have here on the stage for this state. So this is why I have created the little script, and you will see what it does next. So here I'm just selecting these keyframes which are in the A state. Here we have another one. Alright, so I believe that was the last one. Yep. So let's get rid of these. So we are just left with one. The one which was where? Yeah, this one. So yeah, so that was the first step. So I will need to, this is actually a 5-step procedure. So first I will need to choose the keyframe, which I did. I made a change to it, so I wanted it to move up here. And now I will need to drag this onto the very beginning of this timeline. It has to be the first keyframe of that parameter. Now I can go to my little utility here, and I can pick a state which I want to apply it to. So I will need to apply this to this object, which is window 2. Let's type it in here. And the state is A. Now I can apply the position value for this one. And now if we go back to stage, we can see that we have keyframes here, here for this tag. So we can once again use this as a visual reference. So now if I go and animate this by using this one, and when we go to A, it goes to that one, and here, and so on. But the keyframe looks ugly because it has generated default keyframes and it doesn't look very nice, so it makes these strange animations. So I can fix that. So in my script I have created this little helper once again to apply smoothing for my keyframes on this layer, for this container on this layer. So now I can just click on this one and everything should be very smooth again. So we can go out, we can go like so, and here, and everything runs very smoothly. Or I can make it a linear if I want to, and apply this one, and now the entire visual style of the graphic has changed. Right, but I prefer the smooth one. So that was it. So you know, you can make a change, you can make some changes to the script, make it even better. But for my own use, I have found this extremely useful. And so if you want to make it better, please do so. But also remember to share it. All right, thanks.